All right, tonight we're gonna watch something called Don't Go Near the Park, another video nasty. Let's check it out. All right, our movie starts with some mumbo jumbo about how cannibals in the old days could eat parts of people and keep themselves young for their whole lives. 12,000 years ago.
The moon will once again be flanked by the twin
These two are being punished for something,
on that night,
made to never die and grow old forever, which doesn't sound so bad to me. Fast forward to 1965, 12,000 years later, this guy is going fishing, and that is one of the guys from 12,000 years ago. They need to eat people or eat their insides to keep themselves kind of young looking. And little fisher boy here is going to be the next victim. Anyway, he attacks him, kills the boy. And then he rips open his shirt and digs into his belly and pulls out something yummy to eat. Then his sister shows up and yells at him. Apparently they need a virgin.
You waste your time getting you. You forget our purpose and our time is running out. You must find a woman to carry your child. I want eternal life.
This is a very young-looking Linnea Quigley in one of her early roles. She's actually 21 here, but she looks younger. Anyway, he's broken into her house because she has a room for rent sign outside, so he decided to come in and find out if it's available. Meanwhile, his sister is attacking somebody else in a barn and ripping open her belly to eat. Linnea Quigley actually does rent the room to him, in spite of the fact that he broke into her house to try to get it. And even though we see no romance between them, the film cuts ahead and they're getting married. He needs to have a baby so that his sister can eat the baby when she's 16 and have eternal life. And sure enough, they give birth to a daughter. Her name is Bondi, B-O-N-D-I. Well, Daddy actually bonds with Bondi.
Hey, Dad. It's weird.
She's 8 years old now.
You see that? See the wolf?
Fast forward another 8 years. We're in 1981 now, apparently. And Bondi is 16 years old. And played by the actress Tammy Taylor. She's having her 16th birthday party.
Either she leaves or I go.
But Mom and Dad argue at the party.
I'm leaving.
And Mom threatens to leave. He has to either pick the daughter or the wife. All the friends leave then.
Come back here now.
Meanwhile,
Good, bastard.
the kid who played Tanner on the Bad News Bears TV show, as well as the TV show Voyagers, Nino Pellucci, he's a runaway. Speaking of runaways, Bondi also tries to run away from home. She hitches with 3 dudes who try to assault her in the back of a van. She uses an amulet that her father gave her as a gift. And look at that, it pulses, it lights up.
Hey, man, slow down.
It's making the van go fast.
I can't. Hey.
And it makes the van go off the road and explode. Somehow she was not inside and she's fine. Anyway, still a runaway, she ends up in a
I
house
suppose you're friends Patty's.
where Nick
Who's
is.
Patty? Who are you? She your mother? No, she just lives around here and helps us. Who's us? Just me and Cowboy.
And here's the guy, Cowboy, that he mentioned.
You a runaway?
Do fish swim?
We haven't seen Patty yet, but Patty is the sister of her father.
You have family?
How about sharing the crop, farmer?
Nick likes to sell flowers on a street corner And when a punk tries to rip him off, he gets saved by BLU-RAY.
No way!
Lost turkey.
I'm gonna get you arrested. Beating.
When Patty's back at the house, she runs into... when Bonnie's back at the house, she runs into Patty, not realizing that's her aunt.
Right? Well, Patty wears that get up to scare people off the land.
The whales, they called it.
BLU-RAY scares Nick with stories from the park.
He was the last owner, as a matter of fact. Went crazy and shot his wife right through an eye. See, look, here's the headline. See?
He warns
That
her.
writer I told you about. He showed me some pictures of the house. And a wicked lady lived here, called Petronella. And I saw some of the same pictures in here. Petronella's curse. What woman? Petronella. It can't be her. Patty's not evil. And Petronella didn't have only one eye. But Cass said a man named Griffith shot his wife right through the eye. Here.
Anyway, while Bonnie tries to sleep, Petronella / Patty tries to steal her amulet, but I guess can't because it lit up. Foiled again. Bonnie does some snooping around, finds some coffins in the house, and falls into one. What the hell? Oh. Anyway, Nick is outside and watches as Patty kills a woman and eats her. And now she's become young again. Patty woke up from her dream, decided to run outside because she was scared, ran into a dog, and then rolled down a hill. Keep going, there's the cave. You can get there, you can get there. It's dark, but there she goes. She finds her dad inside the cave.
We shall no longer have to kill to keep our youth. Remove your garments.
Dad is no longer the loving father he used to be.
Natural state.
He tries to undress his daughter, but then gets attacked by his sister,
Wait a moment. Pleasure for an eternity in hell.
Patty.
You, the sweet virgin. You have to send in from my tribe, have to send in from mortal beings.
I don't know what's going on here, but somehow, for some reason, she makes Bonnie swallow the amulet, which turns her into an old woman. Basically turns her into Patty, Petronella. Well, she'll show them. She somehow makes the dead corpses inside the cave rise. These are past victims. And she starts to turn back into herself as the corpses eat her father and her father's sister. Well, after they're dead, BLU-RAY somehow finds his way into the cave and rescues them. I don't even know why they needed rescuing, but apparently they did. They all go back to their house and find some bad news.
Now, you guys gotta beat it. Tearing this place down.
So with no home, nowhere to go, they decide to go to the park and play on the slide, where and that's our film. All right, let's talk about this film, Don't Go Near the Park. It's a video nasty. I think I'd heard the title, but I never knew anything about it, never saw it, that sort of thing. I believe it was released on a VHS here back in the day, but I never saw it there either. It stars Mino Pellucci. He was a kid who was in a lot of movies back then, Scouts Honor. He played Tanner on the Bad News Bears TV show. He was in that TV show Voyagers. You can actually find him on Facebook. I think he's like a photographer now or something like that. It also stars actress Tammy Taylor. I think she was in a movie called Malibu High, which I reviewed. I think I reviewed a long time ago. And BLU-RAY is in this as well. This is I don't know what to make of this thing. So it starts off 12,000 years ago. This brother and sister combination, I guess, were chastised for eating people. And they were punished to live forever. Doesn't sound like a bad punishment to me. But the only way they can survive and live forever is to eat the entrails and body parts of people that they kill. So they have to kill people. It's kind of like a vampire, basically. And then, so that's what happens. 12,000 years into the future, we're back in 1965 now, and apparently they need to have a virgin. They need to kill a virgin and eat a virgin, or she does, the sister, because that will give her eternal life and allow her to be like young and normal again, I guess. I don't know. They find a woman, it's played by Linnea Quigley, actually. Dude breaks into her house because she has a room for rent sign out front. While she's taking a shower, he bursts in, scares the crap out of her, and she's like, oh yeah, you want to rent a room? Okay, that's fine. Rents a room, and then they end up getting married, and they have a baby. The baby's name is Bondi. Now the plan is, when Bondi grows up, I'll give her to my sister, and she can eat her. That's the plan, because hopefully she'll be a virgin when she's 16. At her 16th birthday, 16 years later, which, by the way, should be 1981, but the movie was filmed in 79. I don't know. But anyway, at her 16th birthday, Mom and Dad argue, and then Linnea Quigley runs out or leaves the family, leaving just the dad to raise her. And Dad's actually a pretty good dad. He's a loving father, takes her to the zoo, that sort of thing. But then she decides to run away from home, does Bondi, after her parents split. She finds another runaway there, played by Mino Pellucci, the kid Nick, I think was his name. And there's another guy named Cowboy who lives in the house, as does, unbeknownst to her, her aunt, Petra or Patty or Petronelli or something like that. She's an old witch-looking thing because she needs to eat bodies and entrails to look young again. She's living in this house too. It's a house in the park, like an abandoned house in the park. I don't know. I don't get it. And then she has this amulet that her dad gave her. At one point, she gets kidnapped by these dudes who were going to like attack her or assault her in the back of the van. She calls for help with her amulet. The amulet lights up. The truck goes off the road, explodes. Everybody inside dies, and somehow Bondi wasn't in it when it blew up. I don't know. And then ultimately, near the end of the movie, Bondi is outside and she gets scared by a dog. She had a bad dream. She gets scared by a dog and she trips and falls down a hill and keeps rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling and rolls right into a cave. Inside that cave, she finds her dad, who's no longer a loving dad. He wants her to get naked so they can eat her. But for some reason, as he's attacking her, the sister shows up and stops him from doing it. And she basically says, she's mine, not yours, I guess. They started arguing, and then for some reason, she made Bondi swallow the amulet. Giant amulet. I don't know how she got it in here, but she swallowed it, and then she turned into Petronelli. And then as Petronelli, basically her aunt, she somehow makes these corpses rise from the dead, corpses that they had eaten earlier, and then corpses attack her dad and her aunt and eat them. And then somehow there's a cave-in or something, and they're all trapped on there, and somehow the other two runaways, Cowboy, who's also stayed at the house, and Nick are there, but they get rescued by BLU-RAY. How BLU-RAY showed up there, I don't know, but he was there and knocked down a few rocks and rescued them. So the next morning, the three of them go back to their house in the park somewhere, and then they find out that the house is being condemned and they're going to tear it down that day. So they have nowhere to go. They're runaways. So they decide to go to the park to play, and Nick goes down the slide, and Bondi goes to push him, and the next thing you know, she grabs his chest and starts to rip it open like she's going to eat him. Why he was even with his shirt off, I don't know. That's how our movie ends. Ridiculous film. Impossible to follow plot. Just insipid. I don't understand what this movie is. It's so bad. It's so bad. There's a lot of gore in this movie, actually. So I guess that's why it was a video nasty. But it's not a great film. There's a few nude scenes scattered throughout here. The Tammy Taylor actress is naked. Linnea Quigley is naked in this movie. I guess this was her first horror movie, maybe your second or third movie overall. She's very young looking in this movie, but she was actually 21 years old. In fact, there's a quote on IMDb from her that this was her first horror movie, and they wanted her to play the part of like a 16-year-old or something, and she had such a baby face that it worked. But no, she was like 21 at the time. I don't know. There's some audio commentary on here from Linnea Quigley and Lawrence Forbes, who is the one of the writers. There you go. Again, not a great movie. It is a video nasty. This was, I
think this is one of the films that was prosecuted in the video nasty area. I think maybe it was a Section 3. I don't know. Not a great film, but it is what it is. It's really bad, but it was very. I don't know what it was, but anyway, that's it. This can be gotten on DVD only, not a VHS. This was put out by Dark Sky Films, and it's very hard to find now. Actually, if you find this on eBay, you might pay $60, $80, $100 for it. There's not a lot of copies out there anymore. I don't know why. Check it out, leave some comments, and let me know what you think about Don't Go in the Park. Watch it. Watch it.